betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now. So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Something custom can't close about, but comes so fairly known. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Wow. Happy, official, real week one.
Merry Christmas.
Sunday. We made it.
Merry
It's
Christmas.
the full freaking kit and caboodle. We got a nice, I think it's 8-game window, Beltway Ben, at 1. Decent amount of 430s, 430s. And then obviously a huge game tonight as well. That could go a long way to deciding ultimately some tiebreakers in the AFC. I'm Jason. That's Ben. We want to bet. We're glad you want to bet with us. Give us 20 minutes. We'll cover everything we need to cover here. We are super fired up to get you going for week one. And Ben, hopefully we don't lose one of the key players in this game, in a lot of these games before they start. Because obviously Jalen Carter, that one hurt. Worthy hurt. They say these things come in threes. I hope they don't. But we've been tracking these games, handicapping these games. We've given out so many picks already for week one, dating back to when we launched this show in May. Should we put that board up now, Ben? Should we? I mean, there's like,
Yeah, I mean, we could do it here at the end. We could just do it now. We have like 5 different of these graphics. Again, it'll be up for, I'll keep it up here for a few seconds. If you want to look at it, screenshot it. Once we're done this video, you can go back and look. But a lot of these odds are not there. Like the Ravens money line at plus 105. I put that in. We gave that out, or I gave that out, I think like June 14th. I gave that out so damn long ago. It's like minus 105 around there now. But a lot of these odds, I mean, even some have changed. Like I gave the Steelers out at minus 156. You can find it a little bit better now. So when we're giving these odds out as early as we do, the odds on these are exactly when we gave it out, because that's what we track. We track when we gave it out, not at kickoff.
Right.
So
okay.
that's,
You want to flip to the next one, or yeah. We've got a lot of action in week one. I don't think we're going to always have this, but let's face it, there was a lot of downtime in the betting calendar. We do this show basically 7 days a week, and so we were constantly looking for value in NFL markets. And a lot of these plays, I would say, are still viable. You might not be able to get them at the number we got it, at the price we got it, obviously. But if you follow the template and it appeals to you, you can manipulate these numbers today, to get a similar return. You may have to ratchet some things up and some things down. But if nothing else, we're trying to give you a template to go off of that. Again, you might want to take this up, take this down, but play around with some of the same concepts. And yeah, Beltway Ben, despite that volume, we do have more fresh original plays with current odds that we want to give you guys for these games that are about to kick off. So should we get the first down?
Should we get to the record?
Oh, yeah. Last night. Yeah, I barely tread water in college. I think there were 24 points in the fourth quarter of that Sam Houston Hawaii game. I was long asleep. I felt pretty good about my under most of the game. We love the BYU play. We got that at 18.5. We crushed that. Hit a few other things, but not a great day. How about you?
Yeah, we ended up being profitable because, we had early in the week, I think that was Monday, we had Illinois on the money line, or minus 2.5, I believe we gave it out at. Illinois crushed. And we also had a very good play on Oklahoma early in the week, and then we cashed that plus 331 parlay. So on the day, I think we were 4-5 or 3-4, but we were profitable because of the big parlay. We lost our first quarter, or our fourth and short bet. We lost the earlier play Kansas State that we gave out Friday, and we lost these two here. Bill Belichick, 17 points at halftime. I'm fully confident he's going to go over it. Him and the girlfriend, I don't know what the conversation was at halftime.
Quite
they
a
scored
halftime.
3 points. Awful. UCLA money line, Nico Iamaleava. Thought he played better than he was given credit for. They struggle. They lose. He throws a pick late. They battle back, but you can't go down 23-0 at UNLV and win the game. Q's and Michigan State OT wins to help secure that plus 331 parlay again.
Nice.
We finished about 0.44 units up, but hopefully we can finish up a little bit more today.
Beltway Ben, living right. All our picks in real time on the Super Discord. Our buddy Eric Casilius will be with us tomorrow. Again, we do this 7 days a week in that Super Discord. Some other handicappers as well. So yeah, and we look, we're interacting with people in real time. We're helping them build parlays, fantasy football advice, all that stuff. So check out the Discord if so inclined. All right, Beltway Ben, first down.
Yeah, one thing, the Super Discord, I mean, all you got to do is read. I mean, sometimes it's difficult to find things, but anybody who's in there, you read any of the plays, you can see them. So again, some people it's difficult for, but all you have to do is scroll through and read. They're all in there. But we will start here. Christian McCaffrey, anytime touchdown at -106. Schefter said he's good to go. I'm quite honestly, we're not going to get 106 again this year, I don't think.
No.
When he's healthy. Again, will we get him on the field again after week 1? You never know with Christian McCaffrey. You just got to be honest. But he scores touchdowns when he plays. I know last year in those 4 games, he didn't score. He wasn't right last year. And they kind of brought him back later in the year, and then he plays 4 games, doesn't do much else. But the offense, it's hard getting put into that offense that late in the season with the way things were going there. A lot of weird scenarios. The offensive line play was horrible. They were banged up. He didn't score once. But the previous year, he scored touchdowns in 11 of his first 12 games, including week 1. And the reason that you always love taking Christian McCaffrey touchdowns, it's not just the run game. He scores in the pass. Brock Purdy loves chucking it down to him, taking easy throws, and McCaffrey makes guys miss all the time. It's going to be a public play. It's kind of unfortunate. I don't love going with the public. But again, at -106, too good for me to pass on. Seattle allowed rushing touchdowns in 7 of their first 10 games last year. Give me McCaffrey anytime touchdown.
Yeah, look, Purdy career 112.5 passer rating against Seattle. McCaffrey averages 158 scrimmage yards per game for his career against Seattle. That goes back to some Carolina offenses that were not nearly as profound as this one in San Francisco, and that predates him working with Kyle Shanahan. So for his career, he averaged 158 scrimmage yards per game against Seattle. We have him in a multi-layered prop that we gave out earlier at 90-plus scrimmage yards. And yeah, you're never going to get that value again. First down for me, we got a lot of plays on this Arizona Saints game. This is one prop I still love. Now, in most books, you can't tie longest reception to other legs in a same game parlay. You can obviously tie it with things from other games, but they won't let you use it as a same game parlay leg. Why do I love it? Well, it's a guy who had 111 catches last year. It's the security blanket for a quarterback on the road, a quarterback who has great improvisational skills. And who does he link up with in the scramble drill most of the time? The tight end. Or a lot of those big busted plays, enough of them are. McBride has a reception of 20 yards or more in 9 of his last 13 games. The Saints last year were dead last in the league in yak allowed per completion to tight ends. The Saints also allowed 8.6 yards per attempt to tight ends last year. That was 31st in the league. Did I mention this guy caught 111 balls? We know he didn't get in the end zone last year. I bet he does today. But I think he has an explosive over 21 yards. A couple other corollaries to this game I want to get you guys on. Week 2 plays. I'm already on Arizona -4.5 against Carolina at home next week. Arizona's playing the Saints here. San Francisco right now is laying 7 against the Saints next week. Good luck getting that tomorrow. So just letting you know, I'm already on San Francisco -7 against the Saints next week. Second down, Beltway Ben.
Second down, we will go to a same game parlay. And it's Bijan Robinson to score a touchdown, which is getting unplayable by itself in most areas. And I'm adding Kyle Pitts 2+ receptions because of how bad Tampa Bay was against tight ends last season. Bottom 5 in the NFL in receptions. And I do think Tampa Bay will struggle. Kyle Pitts, anytime, I'll be honest with you, anytime you have him in your parlay, all game, you're like, come on, dude. Catch a pass. But I do think Phoenix will get him the ball early. And then Bijan punch one in. I get all the hype around. Oh, well, Bijan comes out and says Algier is the 1A, 1B running back there. No, Bijan is the guy. Bijan should be able to punch it in. Robinson knows what he has in Bijan. I think this is going to be a big-time year for him. If I had the first pick in fantasy leagues, the one that I did have it, I took Bijan. I think he will be the best offensive player in the NFL this season. I think he starts it off strong in week 1. Give me him to score a touchdown and Kyle Pitts to grab just 2 catches.
Second down for me. Again, a game that we are already on in a lot of different ways, but I was playing around yesterday, and this caught my eye. I played it, so I'm giving it out. It's a small same-game parlay. We all know that Broncos game is now being bet up almost to 9. I have it -2.5 in the first half in a lot of different ways, in some different parlays. Let's just play Denver to win by a field goal for the game for obvious reasons. Bo Nix at 170. What did Bo Nix do at home last year as a rookie? He threw for 250.5 yards per game. What did he do the second half of the year once the training wheels came off? He averaged, no matter home or road, 250 passing yards per game. And it's a bad Saints defense. But just in case it's a huge blowout, it gets out of hand, they run the ball a ton and reestablish the run game, I've taken it to 170. Then I've got Sly, the kicker for Tennessee, with a field goal. Well, look, I don't think Tennessee wants to get shut out in Cam Ward's first game. Like, I think they're going to take points when they're there. Denver was number 6 in red zone defense at home last year, and Tennessee for the season scored on just 56.5% touchdowns, 56.5% of their red zone possessions. I don't know that they're markedly better offensively, and I think Denver's defense is going to have fun with a rookie quarterback blitzing the hell out of him. At some point in time, take the points. Elevation, the ball travels, kickers love kicking at Mile High. Let's get one field goal from Sly. That's plus money. Third down, Ben.
Third down here, we will go with the Jahmyr Gibbs prop. And the number felt a little high to me, but just with his explosiveness and what he can do in the pass game, I ended up going with it. Jahmyr Gibbs over 96.5 rushing and receiving yards. And you look at John Morton, the new offensive coordinator there. They asked him a question the other day. Is it going to be that, two-headed monster of Montgomery and Gibbs? And he was like, I don't know. And he kind of, to me, it felt like, just taking away from press conferences, I know you know it from all the years you've covered it, it felt like he was kind of, you could tell by body language and how guys are talking. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be the number one guy this year, and it's going to be far and away. He's going to be on the field a lot more. Montgomery will get those tough yards when they need a third and short, second and short, but Gibbs is going to be the explosive runner, and they're going to take advantage of what they have now in year 3. Early on, you might not want your running back getting banged up, especially when you have a guy in Montgomery behind him. But now it's year 3. This offense, without Johnson, we don't really know how things are going to go. Johnson loved using both guys, getting both of them involved. I think here we're going to see Morton really, really buy into Gibbs and getting the ball to him as much as he can, whether it's on the run, whether it's on a screen pass. And we've seen time and time again, like when I just take his rushing yards, all of a sudden Gibbs catches a screen and takes it for 60 yards. And it's like, really combined for 120, but he didn't do as much on the ground. So I'm just playing both of them here over 96.5 rushing and receiving yards.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see if Montgomery's the hammerhead to start the game as he was in the past under Ben Johnson. I suspect he might not be, that they might want to go with the back who's better in space and air it out and stretch it out, with spread formations early on. I wrote about the Lions in the Washington Post, and I talked to a couple people who worked with Johnny Morton in the past, and I'm like, all right, he's replacing Ben Johnson. Where do you think the differences are? And they both pointed to the run game and said, yeah, he's a pass guy. He's not a run guy. They don't think he's going to be as multiple as Johnson in the run game. And they thought specifically that juggling the two-back attack the way Ben Johnson did, they're not so sure that Johnny Morton wants to get down that way. So, again, we're going to find out. That first series against the Packers is going to be interesting, but I like where your head's at here, Beltway Ben. Third down for me is an interception parlay. I mentioned Denver's defense. We all know, elite pass rush rate in terms of getting home, elite sack rate, right? What was it? 6 guys with 5 sacks or more. Blitz comes from all over, and it's Cam Ward in Mile High, where it's loud as hell as a stone cold rookie against an elite defense. I just you can run the numbers. Rookie quarterbacks, their first game, they tend to throw picks. Joe Flacco, lest you forget, when he was with the Browns, he threw a lot of touchdowns. He threw even more interceptions. He played 6 games with the Browns. He threw at least 1 pick in all of them. Joe Flacco has thrown interceptions in 10 of his last 15 NFL starts. He has 17 total interceptions in that span. We think the Bengals are going to be able to move the ball some on the Browns offense. And we think there's going to be a little bit of chasing points here. And Flacco loves low percentage, high risk, high reward plays downfield. While I don't think much of Cincinnati's defense, I tend to think they can pick one of these balls off. And I tend to think Flacco is going to take his deep play action shots, and they're not all going to be super accurate. And Flacco hasn't played a lot of football lately, also didn't do anything in the preseason, whereas Cincinnati's offense was a little more tuned up. I'm just going to throw one other parlay out here. It is an official play. I just played it about an hour ago. Pittsburgh money line, which we're all over. Aaron Rodgers, 1 or more passing touchdowns. Jaylen Warren, 15 or more receiving yards. Rodgers looking to throw around the line of scrimmage a lot more late in his career. You can find that at plus 206. All right, Ben, 4th and long is not 4th and long. It's 4th and short. We give you guys quick hitters. You saw last night we had Navy and Oregon both to cover by a touchdown or more in the first quarter for good plus money. That hit. We've been in Nerfy markets, first 3-inning markets in baseball, doing very well there. Ben's been crushing WNBA first quarter plays. Where are you taking us here?
First quarter receiving yards for Jerry Jeudy over 9.5. And like for a while after that trade, it was kind of weird, right? You're seeing him like 16 yards, 20 yards, whatever. It's like, why add him if you're not going to really use him? All of a sudden in the second half of the season, 79, 73, 142, 85, 235, 64, 108, 94, 63, and 20. And he went over this in the first quarter in almost all of those games. They are getting him the ball, and now you're going to take Joe Flacco and put him, that's his wide receiver 1. I do like Njoku to have a big day today. Gave that out about a week and a half ago for his regular receiving yards. But you're telling me wide receiver 1 is not going to catch a 10-yard pass here in the first quarter? They're going to get at least 2 possessions. The Bengals offense is going to be thrown all over them. Wouldn't surprise me if they're down 14-0 with about 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Would be beautiful.
And Flacco's already, you take that run away immediately. I mean, you take that run away immediately. I'm not really buying the Browns run game as it is. Jerome Ford and Sampson. So I do think Jerry Jeudy, it's quick hitters to him early. He can take the slant a long way. He has the big playability. And he's really come into that zone. When they drafted him in the first round in Denver, this is what they thought he'd be. We saw it in the second half of last season. I think Cleveland continues to get exactly what they want out of him.
Boy, let's speak that game script into existence. Choppy, I know you're watching up there. Choppy, let's make that happen. 4th and short for me. Look, Derrick Henry is a touchdown machine for the Ravens, and these props are priced that way. We gave this just a Derrick Henry anytime touchdown at minus 150 a while back. Good luck finding that today. Let's play it the first half where we can get almost 2-1 for it. Why do I like it in the first half? He's a hammerhead. He's a trendsetter. His intensity sets the tone for this offense. They love finishing drives with him early in games. He's got 19 touchdowns and 19 starts as a Raven. He scored in 14 of those 19. Pat Ricard, the fullback, isn't there. That gives me a little pause. It wouldn't surprise me if they threw to Derrick Henry for the first time in a long time in a goal-to-go situation as well. But Lamar's not running a lot in those areas. It's a Buffalo defense that they ran all over the entirety of the regular season game and in the second half of the playoff game. And Derrick Henry's got a bitter taste in his mouth. He might break a long one like he did in the regular season game and score from 70 out early. But I expect them to establish him early after, frankly, not being able to get him going in the first half of the playoff game. So Derrick Henry, first half touchdown.
Also, and remember last year in that week 1 game against Kansas City, they drive right down the field in prime time, hand it to Derrick Henry, and he punches one in. Like, they like establishing Henry early when they can. And against this light Bills defense, I think it'll happen. So I'm with you on that.
That brings us to overtime. We're going to use the overtime segment on our Sunday shows to Ben and I collectively our wanna-bet combined survivor pick. And some weeks it might get testy. Like it got testy during the first half of the Maryland game the other night, figuring out who's more effed up, the OC or the DC. Yeah, plenty of blame to go around. This didn't take a whole lot of back and forth. We love the Arizona Cardinals in this spot. Now, a lot of people love Denver. Ben and I, me in particular, are all over that game 9,000 different ways. But I think Denver could go to the championship game. And I think Denver at home, I see multiple spots down the line where we might want to lean to them. I don't know that I need to exhaust that against Cam Ward in his first ever NFL game. However, I don't see as many spots for the Cardinals moving forward. If we're going to use the Cardinals, right, we want to use it early in the season and before Kyler Murray gets beat up, and probably in a dome situation where there are offensive efficiencies and Murray really gets going, and we want to do it against a bad defense, if at all possible, and in a less pressure situation. Look, we both think the Bengals are going to shed their skin, right, and finally start a season hot, but I don't need to go there week 1, and I see other opportunities to use the Bengals. But I do think Arizona's defense is going to be a little better this year. I like the first-round pick. Sweat, I think, will be good for them. Calais Campbell will establish a different culture there. And I feel like this game is set up for them to do a lot of things offensively to win this pretty comfortably. Beltway, Ben, your thoughts?
Yeah, Jason really laid it all out there. Like when you look at a team who went 8-9 last year, and we know what the Arizona Cardinals are. Of course, things change by year. Marvin Harrison Jr. takes a massive step forward. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, this team might be able to get to 10 or 11 wins. But when you're taking a team like this, who we definitely don't know what we're going to get in the second half, and it's been a lot of bad in recent years, take them here. You have a Denver Broncos team, as Jason said. Why waste them in week one? You can get them coming off a loss later in the year at home in that cold environment where they've won. Takes them years to really turn things around there. They finally have figured it out. Why not use them later in the year? There's a number of other spots we could go. But again, when you have a chance to take advantage of a really bad Saints team, which I don't see coming out in week one and shocking the world, you might as well, even with it being on the road, because I don't love taking survivor picks on the road.
Yeah.
But I'm not really worried here. As Jason said, we still got the dome.
I mean, it is still the Cardinals, and they're a horseshit organization historically. So like that does, like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, you know, put the mortgage on it. Although I'm leveraged on this game. But just looking at the Saints' schedule moving forward, because one way you might want to start to think strategically, if they're as bad as we think they are, they host San Francisco. I told you I'm already on San Francisco -7 there. Then they go to Seattle. Then they're at Buffalo. Then they host the Giants, host the Patriots at Chicago. By the way, Ben, I've already thought about maybe the first 4 weeks, maybe the first 5 weeks, depending how things are going, just fading the Saints, like, for a while. I don't know. Like, there's probably worse ways you could go.
Yeah. No, yeah, I hear that. And again, though, the only thing just with the Survivor that always scares me, finding teams like due for a win. Like, does the ball go their way once in terms of Survivor? Like, if you're playing to go against the Saints every week in their first 5 games, could they somehow pull one out? Especially that week 5 matchup. Now, for the first 4 weeks, I definitely hear you. But the week 5 matchup, like the Giants, I mean, you just never really know. But yeah, Survivor again. We're gonna combine to put this one together. And this week it was Jason asked what I was on. We both said the same team, and it was a lot more easy. Friday night, I'm watching the defense give up 3 points, and the offense punt twice. Jason saw the offense punt one. It was like that was the difference there for that argument. But this one we didn't have any arguments.
No. So we're fired up. I mean, do you want to? Should we put the 9,000 picks we have back up there?
Might as well. Why
right?
not?
I mean, there's people out there who are trying to say that we're somehow, dude. There's no, like, we're so on the up and up. It's crazy. Like, you think we're cheating somebody out of your minds? Keep putting those Barstool automatic guaranteed loser parlays. Keep following those. Yeah. People getting paid to sell you horseshit bets. Give them your money, please. We got nothing in this except for hoping we make money with you guys. That's it. Straight up. Period. You think that's long enough, Ben? I mean, there's a lot there. You guys can always screen grab all of them, whatever. Like, we've been doing this since May 21st, and we've been trying to find you guys value in the NFL markets literally since May 21st.
Yeah, and you also made a good point. Like, this is not going to be every week.
Right.
But when you're in July, especially home run derby week, like All-Star game week, you have to find NFL plays. And we gave them out, and we've played them. It's also all over time. Like, this is from June. You're putting bets in there. You're cashing MLB bets with us like we have. You're putting it on that. You're putting it on that. So
yes,
it did take a lot of time. It wasn't like last night we went in and placed 20 NFL bets.
No, not at all. All right. We are really excited to be back with you guys tomorrow with Eric Casillas at noon. Like I said, we're here every day. Hit us up on Twitter, ask us questions, Super Discord. We're always available in there as well. We wish you guys nothing but the best today. Hope we all have nice, fruitful, winning days. You want to bet, we want to bet. We thank you for wanting to bet with us.